Time Entry Advisor helps identify and keep track of work that can be converted into time and ultimately billed to the client. To view records representing uncharged time, select the Billing menu and click Time Entry Advisor. The Time Entry Advisor window opens to the Uncharged Time tab. Uncharged records are those that are marked billable, but no corresponding time entries have been added. We can use filters to specify the date range, record types, contact, matter, and staff parameters to use when displaying the records. When filtering by date range, either choose from a defined range or select Custom, then enter a from and to date. Let's add another staff member to the filter. We can filter by up to 5 staff resources. Let's select Victor Marshall, click the Add button, and then OK. Now the initials for both staff members are included on the filter, but the list of uncharged records does not refresh automatically. We must click the Update List button to perform a new search based on the updated criteria. To view more details about any record, just double-click to open it. Notice the Billable option is checked. That's the trigger that makes Time Entry Advisor display the record when no corresponding time entry is found. If a record displays in Time Entry Advisor that should not be billed, just clear the billable field and save the change. If after reviewing an item, we decide not to send it to billing for now, we can select it, then click the Move to Ignored Items button. A notice reminds us that no time entries will be created. We click Yes to confirm the action. The uncharged records list updates, and the ignored item no longer displays. We can access ignored records again at any time by just going to the Ignored Items tab. As a safeguard, only users with the same assigned staff as the unbilled record can move it to the Ignored Items tab. We've determined that the remaining records need to be billed. So we tag each one, then click the Send to Billing button. During the processing, we have the option to review each record for final confirmation, or to process them as they currently stand. Let's choose to confirm each one and click OK. The billing form opens and displays the details for the first record. We notice a few fields that need completion. Let's add the rate amount, select a bill code of research, and add a classification code of billable work. This entry is complete, so we click the down arrow icon to take a look at the second record. After reviewing this entry, we decide it needs to be placed on hold and billed at a later time. We click the Hold checkbox and move on to the third record. Let's update the rate level to charge the non-premium rate. With the new total calculated, we can move on to the fourth record and proceed to the final entry. With everything reviewed, we click Save and Close to complete the processing. Now that the records have been sent to billing, they no longer appear on the Uncharged Time tab of Time Entry Advisor. Remember that record that we placed on hold during processing? Let's go to the Awaiting Billing tab to take another look at it. All of the records on this tab were placed on hold during the billing process. If we had a third-party billing software linked with Time Matters, entries marked for billing that had not been sent to that application would also display here. On each tab, we have different filtering options available. Here we have record types of time and expense, but keep in mind that expenses cannot be tracked if only basic billing is enabled for the firm. Let's remove a hold and send a record on to billing. We select the entry and click the Change Record button. On the billing form, we clear the check mark for the hold. Then save and close the form. The hold is removed, but the record continues to display on the list. Let's click the Update List button. And the record is removed from the list. Earlier, we moved a record to the Ignored Items tab. Let's take a look at it again. An entry can stay on the Ignored Items tab indefinitely, but we can also select it and click the Move to Uncharged Time button if we decide to submit it for billing. Let's go back to the Uncharged Time tab. The to-do that was previously ignored is now shown and can be processed for billing. Let's take a look at some of the other buttons on this form. From Options, we can choose which fields to display as columns on each tab. By default, all available fields are shown. We can remove unwanted fields or reorder the columns by using the buttons in the center. The Awaiting Billing tab contains the same display options. On the Ignored Items tab, 2 additional fields show us when the record was ignored and by whom. From any of the Time Entry Advisor tabs, we can send the list of records to Microsoft Excel. If we check specific items, only those selected are included in the export. When no records are selected, clicking the Send to Excel button exports the entire list. The Excel worksheet displays the same columns of information on the Time Entry Advisor list. At the bottom of the Time Entry Advisor window, we can track the total hours and amount of billable time captured during the current session. These totals reset each time the window is closed. Let's close the Time Entry Advisor and access it another way. From either the Contact or Matter form, we can right-click a record. Then choose Time Entry Advisor from the menu. The matter reference and number are automatically assigned as filters on the form. All the uncharged records displaying in the list are for the selected matter. Now that you know how to use Time Entry Advisor to identify and process uncharged items, you can learn more about alternate ways to enter time and prepare bills by selecting other lessons.